Hello dear student, I am Najmu Sahar, lecturer in Business Studies, Vishwamanopayu College, Chitradurga. So in previous videos, we have discussed about the concept of communication, importance of having communication, as well as the types of communication we have seen, that is formal and informal communication, and the pattern of communication in which organization is following, that is what network of communication that we have discussed in last videos. Today I am here to explain one more important concept of communication is called barriers to communication. Barriers to communication, it is a very important question from the point of view of your examination. This particular question may be asked for the 8 marks. It is an 8 marks question. Now let us discuss barriers to communication. What is barrier? Barrier is nothing but the problem, the obstacles, what the management of the organization is going to face in order to communicate with his subordinates. That is called barriers to communication. So as you all know that communication is regarded as a nerve system of an enterprise. It is considered as a very important and very vital for the successful operation of the organization, or in order to integrate the cooperation among the different departments in the organization, effective communication is essential. Without the effective communication, the success of organization will be not possible, or the coordination will be not possible. So in today's era, the present area, so the problem of communication is more. The management is facing problem of communication. So organization. So it is generally observed that managers of the organization or the management of the organization face several problems due to the communication gap, due to the communication barriers. So this prevents the communication breakdown or communication filter. So take for example a management, top level management, they say they convey certain information that has to be passed to the subordinates, that is what to lower level. They top level give 100% information, that 100% information has to be passed to the workers. So top level management give that information to the very important management. That is what it may be a CEO or it may be a managing director. So what he will understand 80%. So 100% top level management, but whatever he pursue, whatever he understand is 80%. The same person is going to say supervisor. Supervisor understands 70%, and same supervisor is going to say the plant manager. The management of the concerned department. Manager of the concerned department, what he will say, he will discuss. He will understand only 60%, and the plant manager is going to communicate the same to the foreman. Foreman, what they will get only 40%, and the foreman again, that is going to convey to the last workers. Workers are subordinates. Subordinates are going to understand only 20%. They are going to understand the message which is given by the top level only 20%. So here 80% of the information is lost. 80% of the information is filtered. That is how there will be a misunderstanding of the conveyed message, or there is no proper understanding of the message. This is what we say communication barriers. Basically, the barriers to communication in the organization have been categorized broadly into 3 groups. One is semantic barriers. So barriers to communication has been broadly divided into 4 categories. One is semantic barrier, another one is psychological barrier, third one is organizational barrier, and last one is personal barriers. These are the barriers to communication. Now let us discuss one by one barriers to communication. The first one is semantic barrier. Semantic barrier is nothing but science of meaning. The semantic barriers stands for science of meaning. It is a science of meaning is nothing but this semantic is a branch of linguistics. What is linguistic here? linguistic is nothing but usage of words, usage of sentence is nothing but usage of language. Okay, languages you can say. So languages, it may be one language, it may be single language, it may be dual language, or it may be a multiple language that we used while having communication, while interacting with each other. That is called, it is a branch of linguistics which dealing with the meaning of words and meaning of sentences. Okay, so this semantic barrier arises. Okay, the semantic barriers is totally concerned with the problems, the obstacles, okay, the problems and obstacles that arises in the process of coding and decoding of the message, coding and decoding of the message into certain words or certain impression. Okay, when you are understanding the message, whatever is conveyed, when you are understanding, you may think differently, you may understand different. Okay, so here there are certain communication symbols, there are certain communication words or spoken words we use while conversing, while sending from one person to the another person. Okay, so the same symbols, same communication symbols may give different meaning to the different people. Okay, so same thing will be gives different meaning for the different people. Okay, so this arises, this semantic barriers will be arises out of as a result of faulty translation, okay, different interpretation and usage of different words or usage of wrong words. So the semantic barriers arises out of usage of wrong words, okay, wrongly interpretation or faulty translation of the message, okay, or content, or it may be arise due to the different interpretation. Okay, so this semantic barriers, there are certain points, there are sub points. The first one is, okay, the first one is badly expressed message. Badly expressed message. So the semantic barriers can be understood from the following point. First one is badly expressed message. So here, under sometimes what happened, whatever the intended message we want to convey, whatever the information we want to convey to the subordinates or we want to convey to the people, we are not going to convey the same thing. Intended message we are not going to convey because of badly expressed message. Okay, so it is on account of poor vocabulary. Okay, you know you don't have a vocabulary. Okay, you have a poor word dictionary. Okay, you don't have proper word, appropriate word that to be used in a particular occasion, and even you may have omission of needed information, omission of needed words, okay, while conversing. Okay, you may forget to mention the important words while conveying your message, and even usage of wrong words. Sometimes what happened, you may use wrong words. So that is called badly expressed message. So badly expressed message is nothing but sometimes what happened, whatever you want to convey the message to your subordinates, whatever the management intends to convey that message is you are not going to convey properly, because that is called as a badly expressed message. This is happened due to your inadequate vocabulary. You do not have vocabulary. Okay, you do not have a collection of words while having conversation, and even you may use, sometimes what happened, you may use wrong words in order to convey your message, and sometimes what happened, you may omit, you may forget to say the correct word at the correct time. Okay, whatever the word you have to be used in particular moment, particular situation, that word you are going to forget. Due to that, you are not going to express the concern or intended message properly to the subordinates. That is what badly expressed message. This comes under your semantic barrier. So the next one is symbols with the different meaning. Next semantic barriers is symbols with the different meaning. Okay, a word may have several meanings. A receiver has to pursue the meaning of that particular based upon the situation, based upon the communicator. Okay, so take for example value. Okay, the word value is used. Okay, the value have different meaning in different context. Okay, I value for friendship. What is the value of the ring? Okay, what is the value of this particular product? So here the same word is used in a different context. Okay, so here also you have to understand the meaning of word based upon the situation, based upon the context. That is what symbols with the different meaning. So this also creates a problem while communicating with the subordinates. That is what symbols with the different meaning. Third one is faulty translation. Faulty translation. Okay, sometimes what happened, the communication has to be transferred from one language to another language. That should be understood by your subordinates, that should be understood by your workers in the organization. Take for example, there is a sentence, there are certain things that you have to communicate with your subordinates. Okay, they are not good at English, so that the manager has to communicate that particular information in other language. It may be in Hindi, it may be in Kannada. Okay, so here when the translator is not proficient in both the language, when the translator is not having enough knowledge about both the languages, he may convert the message in a different manner, okay, which gives the different meaning. Okay, this faulty translation will also creates the problems to the communication. So faulty translation is nothing but when you want to translate the intended message from one language to another language, the translator should be proficient. He should have enough knowledge about both the languages. He should have enough knowledge or enough vocabulary in order to translate those languages from one to another. That should be understood by your subordinates. That should be understood by your workers. So the last semantic barriers is unclarified or unclarified assumption. Okay, some communication may have certain assumptions. Some communication, while having conversation, there will be a certain assumption. That assumptions are subjected to the different meaning, which is interpreted differently by the different individuals. Say for example, a manager says to his subordinates that the guest, whatever the guest has been arrived to our organization, they have to be taken care. So here boss, what he want to say is to his subordinates is that the guest, whoever has arrived to the organization, they should be take care in the sense they should food, rest and accommodation, lodging, transportation, everything they have to be take care. Okay, but what the subordinates may think, what they will interpret, what they will understood is that the guest has to be taken care. Okay, they have to be take care while taking to the hotel. Okay, so actually here the guests are going to be suffered. They are not properly treated in the context because they have certain assumption. They perceive it differently. That is also caused to the semantic barrier. Next barriers to communication is psychological barrier. So psychological barrier is nothing but the emotional pattern of an individual, emotion pattern of both receivers and senders will also create a problem for communication. Okay, so two persons psychological state. Here, two person is sender and receiver. Two persons psychological state, okay, his status cannot be equal at any time. Okay, so this problem will also influences, this psychological factor will also act as a barriers to the communication. Okay, they are different due to the personal characteristics, due to some personal features from like for example such as attitude of an individual will be different from one to another, openness of an individual, opinion of the individual, okay, the inferiority and superiority complex, okay, inability to communicate, okay, credibility gap, okay, psychological distance between one person from superiors to subordinate or from sender to receiver. These all are act as a gaps to the barriers. So this psychological as well as emotional factor will act as a barriers to communication. Say for example, an anger man cannot understand the real meaning of the word. Okay, so a worried person cannot understand the message clearly because he actually occupied with certain things. His mind is actually occupied by other opinion, other things. That is why he cannot properly understand the message whatever the management may convey, whatever the center may convey to this. So this psychological factor may not exactly act as a barrier, but instead it will reduces the effectiveness of a communication. Now let us discuss briefly about psychological factor with the help of the points. First one is premature evaluation. So sometimes what happened, the people is going to evaluate the meaning of word before the sender completes his message. Before completion of a certain question, the answer will be given. Say for example, take example of in classroom, you people only. Before completion of my question, you people will answer. That is what a premature evaluation. Such premature evaluation will arise due to the advanced preconceived notion or prejudice against the communicator. Okay, due to your subjective, objective judgment of that communicator, or due to the preconceived notion, you already understood, advanced thinking that this question may be asked. Okay, this is what the question they are going to say. Okay, because of that, what will do? You will do the premature evaluation. That is also act as a psychological barrier to communication. Next one is lack of attention. Lack of attention. Lack of attention. The next psychological barrier is lack of attention. So under this barrier, psychological barrier, the preoccupied state of mind. Okay, you already have something in your mind before having conversation. Okay, due to this, what you will do? You are not going to listen. Okay, you will not listen the things which the sender wants to communicate, which the sender wants to convey you. Okay, because you have already preoccupied, your mind is already preoccupied with certain other activity. Because of that, you are not going to listen properly. So say for example, an employee, the subordinates of the organization, he is saying his problems in front of the manager. Okay, but what happened, the manager or boss is already preoccupied with certain other activity. Say for example, while saying his problem, the manager is doing certain work, he is checking certain files. Okay, so what happened here, the manager is already doing another work, he is already preoccupied with certain activity, he is not going to pay attention to his words, he is not going to listen properly. And the result what happened, the employees get dissatisfied here because of lack of attention. That is also act as a barriers for psychological barriers to communication. Next one is loss. Next to psychological barriers is loss by translation and poor retention. Okay, when the information has to pass to the different levels of the organization, or if any information you want to transfer to the different departments in the organization, then you are not going to convey the 100% information to all the departments. As I told you before only while introducing, the top level management will give you 100% information. As this case, it comes ladder below. Okay, as it passes from the different levels of the organization, the information will be filtered. That is called loss by the translation. So exact information, 100% information you are not conveying to each department in the organization. Every department in the organization, it gets filtered. Okay, it gets certain words will be omitted. Okay, that is what loss by the translation. And poor retention is nothing but an individual is not going to remember all the information for the longer period of time. He is going to forget when he is not attentive, when he is not interested in a communication. That is what poor retention. Next is what? Distrust. Distrust. So you are not going to understand the meaning in the real sense when you are not going to trust, you are not going to believe to the sender, when you are not going to believe the both the parties. Okay, here distrust between the communicator and communicatee act as a barriers to the communication. Okay, when you are not believing one another, you are not going to have a effective communication between two. Okay, that is what distrust. Okay, you are not going to understand the real sense of that particular communication, not going to understand the real meaning of conveyed message, meaning of that particular message. This is what psychological barriers. First is premature evaluation, lack of attention, lost by the translation and poor retention, and last one is distress. The next barriers to communication is organizational barrier. So there are certain factors related to the organization will also influences the barriers for communication. So the certain factors here is nothing but organizational structure, authority and responsibility, rules and regulations or procedures of the organization will be act as a barriers for effective communication. Let us understood the organizational barriers from the following point. The first one is organizational policy. Organization policy. So if the organizational policy is not clearly stated, the policies of the organization, the rules and regulations of the organization is not clearly mentioned explicitly or implicitly, then it creates a problem for effective communication. Okay, if the policies of the organization is not supportive for the free flow of communication, if it is not supportive, then your communication will be hampered. Okay, so here, say for example, if your organization is totally centralized, all the decision is taken by the top level management only, then what happens? You are not have a effective communication in your organization. Again, it acts as a barriers for communication. The next one is rules and procedures. Rules and procedures of the organization. So the rules and procedures of the organization, the rigid, the fixed, the constant rules and procedure and cumbersome procedures of the organization will also act as a barriers for effective communication. So here, when you are having communication, you have to follow the prescribed channel, prescribed path you have to follow. You have to communicate to your superior only. You have to go through this route only. When the span of communication, span of management, when you are having a span of control, then you are not going to have a effective communication. These rules and regulations will also act to the barriers to communication when it is rigid, when it is a constant. Okay. Next one is superiority complex of a superior. That is what the status of your management. Okay, the superiority complex of a manager or superior complex of a superior will also act as a psychological barrier and barrier to the communication. When this superior feels that I am the supreme, I am supreme, then you are not going to have a proper communication with the subordinates. So here also your communication is hampered. So when you are having status problem, superiority complex, you are not allowed your subordinates to express their views, express their ideas in front of you. This is also act as a barriers for communication. And last one is complexity in organizational structure. Complexity in organization structure. So when you are following divisional organizational structure or matrix level structure in the organization, that is what complexity in your organizational structure, then it also creates a organizational barriers. It will hinder, it will filter, it will hamper your effectiveness of communication, because there will be different superiors, there will be different departments in the organization. At each point there will be a manager. Then it is not possible you to convey the exact message to the each and every department in the organization, each and every head of the organization, which leads to the distorted or distort of message or filter of the intended message. You are not going to convey the 100%, okay, because due to the number of heads, due to the number of department, due to the number of supervision in the organization. You are not going to convey the proper message when there is a complexity in organizational structure. When you follow divisional, when you follow matrix type of structure, then it is a very difficult for you to convey the exact message to all the departments in the organization. Next is organizational facility. Organization facility. So here organizational facilities will also act as a barriers to communication. When there is a no clear and proper communication ways, okay, so when there is a no proper facilities in the organization, then it leads to the barriers for the communication. So here facilities like frequent meeting, frequent gathering, okay, conducting certain meetings, okay, conducting certain events in the organization. If you are having facilities like complaint box, suggestion box in your organization, then leads to the effective communication in the organization. If it is not there, then it reduces the effectiveness of the organization. So here the facilities for the clear and smooth and clear timely communication will be hampered here. So next category of barriers to communication is personal barriers. So sender receiver personal factor will also act as a barriers for effective communication. The first one is fear of challenge to authority. If superiors or manager perceive that a particular communication will adversely affect his position, will adversely affect his authority, then he or she, the manager or the boss, is going to withhold that communication, or he may suppress such communication. That is called as a personal barriers. It is nothing but you are not going to communicate certain things to the top level management with the fear that if I say any word, I may lose job, I may lose this position. Because of that, you are not going to communicate. That comes under your personal barrier. Next one is lack of confidence. Lack of confidence on subordinates. Subordinates. So sometimes what happened, the superior may not have enough confidence, the superior may not trust the will not trust the subordinates or worker. So that is why he is not asked for them to give their opinions and ideas for them. That is called as a lack of confidence on the subordinates. Nothing but you are not going to believe your subordinates. You are not going to have a trust. You are not call them for the suggestions and for the opinions because you do not have a confidence on them. That is also comes under personal barrier. Next one is unwillingness. Unwillingness to communicate. Sometimes what happened, the workers, the superiors are not ready to communicate with their superiors or with their managers because they pursue that if I communicate that I may lose job, I may lose the interest in the organization. Because of that fear, they are not come forward to communicate or to have a conversation with the boss. That is what unwillingness to communicate with the subordinates to the superior. Next one is lack of proper incentive. So if there is no motivation, when there is no incentive in the organization, the subordinate will not take any initiation. Okay, they will not come forward to do anything or to communicate with the superior. Because of that, poor incentives in the organization will also lead to the barriers to the communication. When you do not have a proper motivation tools and techniques in your organization, this will also create barriers for effective communication. For example, if there is no reward, if there is no appreciation for the good work, or for the good suggestion, the subordinates may not willing to use useful suggestion, give their useful suggestion to the manager. When you are not saying, when you are not appreciating for their work or for their suggestion, then they will not say any word to the management. It is what personal barriers. Fear of challenge, you are suppressing the information, you are suppressing the communication because you may lose the, we have a fear of authority. If I say this word, I may lose my job. Because of that, you are not communicate. Next is lack of confidence. The superior will not have enough confidence on the subordinates' opinions, subordinates' ideas. Because of that, that act as a barriers for communication. Unwillingness to communicate. If the subordinates are do not have any interest to communicate with his superior, that also creates a communication problem. Lack of proper incentive, when there is no proper motivation system in your organization, this will also reduces the effectiveness in the organization.